Hello and welcome, Chosen One. The number 333 has come to you, and this is no coincidence. This is a powerful sign of alignment, balance, and transformation. If this message has found you, it is because the universe is calling you to awaken your highest potential. Before we continue, share this energy with the world. Have you ever felt like something invisible was trying to communicate with you? A chill that you regretted, a coincidence that was impossible to ignore, a dream so real that it seemed more like a warning than a fantasy? Often, we are so immersed in the rush of everyday life that we forget to pay attention to the subtle but powerful signs that the universe sends us. But what if I told you that these signs are divine messages, an attempt from heaven? Throughout history, countless stories show how ordinary people lived their lives transformed when they heard this call. Some realized that something was about to change and prepared themselves. Others ignored the signs and advanced opportunities. Are you paying attention to what the universe is trying to tell you? Or are you missing important messages that could change your life forever? This video is an invitation to open your mind and your heart. Let's explore together how angels, the universe, and divine energy try to communicate with you daily. Let's dive into real stories of people who have experienced these signs and understand how we can strengthen our spiritual connection so that we never miss these valuable messages again. Get ready, because today you may receive the answer you've been waiting for so long. Have you ever wondered how many messages the universe has tried to send you, but have gone unnoticed? Every day, signs appear in our lives, waiting for us to be attentive to interpret them. The problem is that, most of the time, we are so focused on the worries of everyday life that we simply ignore these messages. But these signs remain there, persistent, until we finally open our eyes to see them. Many people report seeing repeating numbers, such as 1111 on the clock, or having a dream about something that, shortly after, came true. Others say they felt a strong intuition to follow a different path and, by doing so, avoided a major problem. Are they coincidences? No. They are messages. The universe speaks to us in unexpected ways. Through words we overhear, songs that play at just the right moment, unexpected encounters, and even events that seem meaningless but later make everything fit together. There is a fascinating story about a woman who, after months of feeling lost, began to see blue butterflies constantly. They would appear at unexpected times. One landed on her window on a very sad day. Another appeared in a random picture as she walked down the street. Until one day, when she entered a bookstore, she saw a book called The Message of the Blue Butterfly. She bought the book on impulse and, while reading it, found exactly the words she needed to hear. It changed her life. Now, stop for a moment and think. Are you receiving signs and simply not realizing it? Is there something trying to guide you to a new phase, but your attention is focused on distractions? When we start to observe the patterns around us, we realize that the universe has always been trying to communicate with us. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to strengthen that connection and open your mind to understanding the signs that are already around you. Now that you understand that the universe sends signals all the time, an essential question arises. How can we become more receptive to these messages? How can we open our minds and hearts to perceive and interpret divine signs? The answer lies in spiritual connection. Spiritual connection does not require supernatural gifts. It is born from attention, intuition, and, above all, inner silence. In a world where the mind is always full of worries, distractions, and noise, it is essential to find moments to listen to what is beyond the obvious. The first key to this is presence. When we are always rushing, we never stop to notice the details that carry important messages. One of the most effective methods for strengthening this connection is meditation. It is not just about sitting in silence, but about creating a space within yourself so that answers can emerge. Many people report that, after a few minutes of daily meditation, They have received special recommendations and clearer intuitions. And it is no coincidence. The more connected we are with ourselves, the more we are able to feel the subtle vibrations of the universe. Another essential factor is faith. And here we are not talking about religion, but about the trust that the universe is always on our side. When we understand that we are being guided, we approach life's events with more clarity. By seeing a problem as a punishment, we begin to see it as a redirection. A delay can be a protection. A loss can be a liberation. Everything begins to make sense when we are spiritually open. Marcos's story illustrates this transformation well. He always ignored his intuition and only made decisions based on logic. Until one day, after insisting on a business deal that all signs showed would not work out, they lost everything. Ruined, he began a study on spiritual connection and decided to test the idea of following his intuition. To his surprise, the more he trusted the signs, the more his life organized itself naturally. What seemed difficult became easier. What was once desperate was now a clear answer. What about you? Are you allowing your intuition to guide you? Or are you ignoring the voice that tries to direct you towards something greater? In the next chapter, we will talk about the different types of signs and how to interpret each one so that you never miss an important message from the universe again. Now that you know the importance of being receptive to messages from the universe, a new question arises: how to consider and interpret these signs. There are different ways in which the divine communicates with us, and understanding these manifestations can make all the difference in your journey. The signs are divided into 4 main categories: numerical signs, signs through dreams, signs through people, and signs through synchronicity. Numeric signs are one of the most common and powerful. Many people report sequences such as 1111, 222, 333 at decisive moments. In angelic numerology, each number carries a meaning. 111, for example, symbolizes a new beginning. 444 brings the energy of divine protection. If you are seeing a number repeatedly, stop and reflect. What were you thinking at that moment? What situation are you experiencing now? The universe may be trying to guide you. Premonitory dreams also a powerful form of spiritual communication. Many people have dreamed about something that, shortly after, happened in reality. Sometimes dreams bring clear answers, and other times, they are symbolic. Animals, scenery, and colors can carry deep messages. Keeping a dream journal can help you notice patterns and better understand the messages that your subconscious and the universe are sending you. Signs through people are those that come in the form of unexpected messages. Have you ever talked to someone who, without knowing your situation, said exactly what you needed to hear? Or perhaps you read a sentence in a book or heard something random on TV that seemed like a direct answer to your question. The universe uses people as messengers. These answers can appear when you least expect them, but always at the right time. Finally, we have synchronicities, which are coincidences so unlikely that they seem to have been planned. Imagine that you are thinking about changing careers and, on the same day, you receive an unexpected invitation to work in the field you want. Or maybe you have a question about a relationship, and suddenly you come across an article that answers exactly what I would have first asked. These connections are not mere coincidence. They are cosmic alignments showing you the way. A striking example happened to Anna. She was in doubt about ending a relationship and asked the universe for a sign. That same day, when she walked into a cafe, a song started playing with the exact phrase that answered her question. Then I overheard a conversation between strangers that seemed to describe their own story. Coincidence? No. The answer came. She just needs to be attentive to perceive it. Now, stop and think. Have you ever experienced any of these? Have you ever felt that the universe was trying to send you a message? Maybe now you can understand these better situations and use them to your advantage. In the next chapter, we will talk about the most common mistakes that make people ignore these signs and how to avoid them. Many people spend their lives searching for answers, but when they do arrive, they simply ignore them. This happens because, without realizing it, we fall into mental traps that prevent us from seeing the signs of the universe. Here, we will explore the most common mistakes that make you miss these divine messages and how to avoid each one of them. The first mistake is an overly busy mind. In the modern world, we are constantly distracted. Social media, work, problems, worries. This creates a barrier that prevents us from perceiving the subtle signs around us. The universe may be shouting at you, but if your mind is full of noise, you don't hear it. One solution? Silence and presence. Moments of meditation, connection with nature and conscious breathing help to make room for the divine to manifest. Another very common mistake is excessive skepticism. Many people disbelieve the signs before even analyzing them. They rationalize too much, attribute everything to chance, and close the doors to what is beyond logic. The problem is that the signs are not always obvious. If you expect something miraculous and ignore the small, you will never see the answers. The secret lies in opening your heart and having faith to accept that there are greater forces at work in your life. In addition, one of the biggest obstacles is resistance to new things. The universe may be clearly showing you that it is time to change, but you insist on staying where you are, afraid of the unknown. This happens in relationships, careers, and even in spiritual growth. You ask for signs, receive an answer, but ignore it because it requires you to leave your comfort zone. But remember, signs always point to your greater good, even if, at first, they seem to be asking for it. Another very dangerous mistake is the search for repetitive confirmation. Some people ask for signs, receive a clear answer, but continue to doubt and ask for more and more proof. This shows a lack of trust in their own intuition and can confuse your connection with the divine. When you receive a strong sign and feel in your heart that it is true, trust it. The universe does not need to repeat the same message over and over again for you to believe. Finally, a silent but powerful mistake is disconnection from one's own essence. Often, the signs are perceived by the heart, but if you are disconnected from yourself, you cannot feel them. This happens when you are living automatically, without questioning your true desires and purposes. The connection with the divine comes through connecting with your own soul. The more aligned you are with your inner self, the clearer the messages you receive will be. Think about it now. Have you ever made any of these mistakes? Have you ever felt like you received a sign, but doubted or ignored it? If so, know that this may be keeping you from important answers. In the next chapter, we will learn techniques to strengthen your spiritual connection and be more open to the messages of the universe. Now that you understand the mistakes that prevent you from noticing the signs, it's time to learn how to truly connect with them. The universe is always speaking to you, but in order to hear them, you need to adjust your frequency. Here are powerful techniques to open your spiritual perception and heed the divine messages. The first technique is the practice of silence and mindfulness. The noise of the world and your mind can drown out the answers you seek. To avoid this, set aside time each day for moments of silence. This could be a quiet walk, a moment of prayer, or even a few minutes of meditation. The more you silence your mind, the more receptive you will become to what the universe is trying to show you. Another way to strengthen this connection is through intuitive writing. Grab a notebook and write down everything that comes to mind, without filtering it. Ask the universe what you need to know and, without judgment, write down the answers that emerge. Often, your intuition brings powerful messages that you only realize when you put them on paper. This practice helps you organize your thoughts and see patterns that you might otherwise miss. In addition, Synchronicity is one of the most common signs from the universe. Have you ever thought about someone and they called you? Or heard the same phrase over and over again in different places? These are examples of messages sent to you. To strengthen this perception, start writing down coincidences that catch your attention. The more attentive you are, the more you will realize that nothing happens by chance. Another powerful technique is connecting with nature. The universe communicates through creation. Being outdoors, observing the natural elements and connecting with the energy of earth, water, fire, and air can bring profound insights. Many signs come through animals, the wind, or even the movement of clouds. Do not underestimate these messages. In addition, one of the most effective methods to strengthen your spiritual connection is to ask and trust. Many people ask for a sign, but instead of trusting, they become anxious waiting for an immediate response. The secret is in surrender. Ask with faith and go on with your life as normal. When you lose the need for control, the signs come more clearly and unexpectedly. And finally, something essential. Take care of your energy and your emotions. If you are constantly vibrating fear, anxiety, and doubt, your perception becomes clouded. Practices such as gratitude, positive affirmations, and spiritual rituals help to keep your vibration high, making it easier to recognize the signs and receive divine guidance. Now, think, which of these techniques do you already practice? What do you feel you can incorporate into your daily life? In the next chapter, we will explore the different types of signs that the universe can send you and how to interpret them correctly. Now that you've learned how to connect with the signs of the universe, it's essential to know how to identify and interpret them correctly. Signs come in many forms, and each one carries a specific message. Let's explore the main types of signs that the universe may be sending you at this exact moment. The first type of sign is number repetitions, known as angel numbers. Have you ever looked at the clock and seen times like 11:11, 22:22, or 3:33? Or noticed that a certain number appears repeatedly on license plates, addresses, and receipts? This is no coincidence. Each number sequence has a specific meaning. For example, 111 indicates new beginnings and opportunities, 444 signifies spiritual protection, and 777 is linked to enlightenment and inner growth. When you notice these numbers, stop and reflect on what you were thinking at the time. This may be the key to deciphering a message. Another powerful sign is dreams and intuitive visions. Many answers come to us while we sleep, because in this state, the mind is more receptive to messages from the divine. If you have recurring dreams or dreams that impact you emotionally, write them down when you wake up. The universe often sends guidance or warnings through symbols that need to be deciphered. Pay attention to patterns. If the same symbol appears several times, there is something important that needs to be understood. In addition, animals and elements of nature are also spiritual messengers. Have you ever had a bird land on your window repeatedly? Or a butterfly cross your path in moments of doubt? Many believe that certain animals carry specific messages. For example, butterflies symbolize transformation, while owls can indicate wisdom or a call to pay more attention to your instincts. Synchronicities and meaningful coincidences are another way in which the universe communicates. Have you ever thought of a person and then received a message from them? Or had a problem and suddenly found a book or video with exactly the answer you needed? These moments are subtle forms of guidance. The key to interpreting these signs is to pay attention to what resonates with you the most. When something touches your intuition, it's a sign that something bigger is happening. Another type of message that can't be ignored are physical signs and energetic sensations. Have you ever felt unexplained chills, chest tightness when entering a place, or a sudden sense of peace for no apparent reason? Your body is a channel of perception and can react to the presence of spiritual energies and messages. If you feel discomfort or anguish when thinking about a decision, it may not be the best choice. If you feel peace and lightness, it may be a sign that you're not on the right path. And finally, one of the most important signs: deep intuition and premonitions. We all have an inner sense that guides us, but we don't always listen to it. How many times have you had a strong hunch and later discovered that you were right? Intuition is the voice of your soul and can be one of the greatest instruments for interpreting the signs of the universe. The more you trust this gift, the clearer the spiritual communication in your life will be. Now, look at your own journey. Have any of these signs appeared to you recently? How can you become more receptive to the messages from the universe? In the next chapter, we will talk about what to do after receiving these signs and how to use them to transform your life. Now that you've learned to recognize the signs the universe sends you, the big question is, what do you do after you notice a sign? Identifying a spiritual message is just the first step. The most important part is how you react to it and how you allow this guidance to impact your life. The first step is to stop and reflect. When you notice a sign, whether it's a repeating number, a memorable dream, a synchronicity, or an energetic sensation, don't ignore it. Take a moment to analyze your current situation and try to connect the sign to what's happening in your life. Ask yourself, what was I thinking when I saw this sign? How does it relate to my current decisions and challenges? Then, record the sign and your emotions. Keeping a spiritual journal can be a powerful tool. Write down the signs you notice and the feelings they evoke in you. Often, patterns emerge over time, and a sign that seems meaningless today may make perfect sense when you look at the bigger picture. Additionally, the act of writing strengthens your connection with the divine, as it shows the universe that you are paying attention and taking guidance seriously. Another essential step is to ask the universe for clarity. If a sign is not clear, ask for confirmation. You can say mentally or out loud, "If this message is really important to me, please send me another sign in a clearer way." Often, the universe responds quickly, bringing another synchronicity or an unexpected event that reinforces the guidance. Once you understand the meaning of the sign, trust and act. One of the biggest mistakes people make is to notice a sign, understand its message, but do nothing about it. The universe may be guiding you to a new opportunity, warning you of a danger, or encouraging you to change your path, but there is no point in receiving this message if you do not take action. If you feel like you need to start a new project, take a step in a relationship, or change a habit, trust what it has shown you and move forward with courage. Remember that taking action does not mean having all the answers right away. Often, the universe only gives us the first step and asks us to trust the process. Just like a road lit up just a few meters ahead, the path reveals itself as we move forward. The important thing is to take the first steps with faith, even without seeing the final destination. In addition, it is essential to keep your energy high and in tune with the message you received. If the sign you saw indicated that positive changes are coming, but you remain stuck in negative thoughts or doubting your own intuition, you can block that energy. Practice gratitude, meditate, listen to music that raises your vibration, and surround yourself with people who inspire you. The more aligned you are, the stronger your spiritual connection will be. Finally, understand that signs are an ongoing dialogue between you and the universe. As you begin to notice and act on them, new signs appear, confirming that you are on the right path or giving you new directions. Trust this flow and know that you are never alone. Now that you know how to act after receiving a sign, in the next chapter we will talk about how to further strengthen this connection with the divine so that the signs become increasingly clear and your spiritual journey is guided with more results. Now that you understand the importance of signs and know how to act when they appear, there is one last essential message. Trust that you are being guided. The universe, the angels, and divine energy never stop communicating with you. Even in the most challenging moments, when everything seems meaningless, know that there is a greater intelligence working behind the scenes in your life. Maybe today you received this video as a sign. Maybe this is the answer you were waiting for, the push you needed to trust your intuition more and follow your purpose with courage. You are not alone. The universe has always been by your side, guiding you in subtle ways, and now it is your turn to listen and act. But we want to know, what signs have you received? Have you had remarkable spiritual experiences? Write your story in the comments. Your experience can inspire and help others who are also seeking answers. If this message is sent to you, share this video with someone special. Maybe that person needs exactly these words today. The universe uses many ways to communicate, and you can be the channel for this message to reach those who need it most. And of course, if you are not yet part of this community, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Here you will always find transformative messages, deep reflections, and signs that can change your life. May the divine light surround you. May your paths be illuminated, and may you have the wisdom to ponder each sign that the universe places before you. With love and gratitude, see you in the next video.